I failed to complete the 5 goals I set for myself for 2024. Maybe it's because I watched too many Instagram reels, or maybe it's because I tend to set ambitious goals that don't even make sense. I don't know. The point is, I failed. However, even though I failed, I honestly still learned a lot in the process. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you where I went wrong and giving you the 5 best pieces of advice that I learned this year so that you can achieve your own goals way more efficiently. Number 1. Set goals. This is groundbreaking stuff, I know. But really, if you want to do something, if you want to get something done, if there are changes you want to make, people you want to help, set goals. Write it down. According to research, don't know what research, if you write down your goal, you are 42% more likely to complete it. It makes sense to me. As this guy once said, you can't hit a target you cannot see, and you cannot see a target you do not have. To me, by writing it down, you're taking a big step in willing it into reality. That's one thing I think I did right in 2024. I set 5 goals. Bench 225 pounds, post on this YouTube channel once per week, make some music, hit 100,000 followers on TikTok in 3 months, and perfect the C. Number 2, fathomable time period. If a year out is not easy for you to fathom, then don't set any deadlines that far, my guy. It is so easy to get lost in all of the different sauces of life. I say give yourself a timeline that you don't feel detached from. If you can realistically plan your next month, then do that. I would say that giving myself an entire year was a little too much time for me to stay on top of it all. My one goal of posting 1 video per week was a lot better because it kept me continually working on it. But maybe if I said once per week for 3 months, I would have felt a little less overwhelmed. It probably would have gone a little better. For the TikTok goal, I did limit myself to March 31st, which really seemed to be good because that's one of the goals that I did get done. A 3-month goal as opposed to a 12-year goal, a 12-month goal. Number 3, achievable goals. Again, I know you know this, but make sure you really know this because I thought I knew this, yet still, I straight up gave myself arguably a literally impossible goal. Perfect the C. Many say perfection isn't real. Yeah, I probably worded it like that as a joke and to sensationalize it a little bit, but regardless, that's how I wrote it down, and therefore it was arguably impossible for me to achieve from the moment that I created it. I set myself up to lose. I know it's obvious. Do the best that you can to set yourself up to win. Number 4, make sure that your goal is something that you deeply value and that it's a smart goal. On YouTube, for example, the go-to metric of success is subscribers. But is that really what you care about? Maybe it is. Or maybe it's making a living. Or maybe it's using every single fiber in your body to express something to the world that is deep within you. I just think you should make sure that your goals align with what you think you really want. And of course, you could always change your mind and take the time and space to figure out what it is that you want. But regardless, you should write it down. And then the other part of this, smart. So what I mean by smart is strategic. I guess I could have just said strategic. Here's the thing. If I could speak to myself from 1 year ago today, I would tell him, instead of making 1 video per week, make as many decent videos as you comfortably can while experimenting with formats and niches and topics, etc. That way I could quickly find what I enjoy the most and just put in the reps to get better at making videos. And I know as I talk, this gets a little more YouTube specific, but I think this applies to anything. I think it's important to just try and fail, whatever it is that you're doing to find out what works for you and what doesn't. At the end of the day, starting is more important than anything, so I'm glad that I started. But if I'd given the strategy more thought, I likely would have progressed at a much faster rate. And number 5, go for it. Win or lose, you win no matter what. I really think that the only loss is to not try. If you've given it time and thought and it's something that you really want, then go for it. Try it. Maybe you're somebody that gets stopped by various anxieties, fears, wanting to plan out every tiny little detail. Whatever the case, I really urge you to put all of that aside and just do. If that still feels like a big ask, just put it aside for the first step. I don't think there's really any harm in taking the first step. Whether you want to start making clothing, start an online blog, open a store, get a degree, make a song, learn an instrument, pick up a new hobby, learn a new skill, read a book, run a marathon, start a YouTube channel, change people's lives, do something about all the injustices in the world. There's so many things that we could do. I'm honestly so grateful that we live in the time that we do because we could really do anything. It's pretty wild. But whatever it is, just I say take that first step, put everything aside and just go for it. And at that point, of course, you can reassess how you feel. That's the best thing to do. Whether you hated it or loved it, you'll have learned a lot. You can quit, you can keep going, you can pivot, you can turn your head back and forth like 50 times. Either way, you'll have learned and built some momentum. So despite not meeting my goals, I really am glad that I set them and that I at least gave it a shot. Sure, I didn't hit 225 pounds on bench, but without a doubt, I went to the gym more and got more exercise than I would have otherwise. Sure, I only posted 47-ish out of 52 public long-form videos on this channel, but that's most likely 47 more videos than I would have posted if I hadn't set the goal. I technically got into making music. I can barely say that. I think I made a total of 2 beats this whole year, but again, thanks to my goal, it pushed me over the edge to buy FL Studio on the iPad and at least try it out. I did hit 100,000 on TikTok, and I went from not knowing exactly what a C is to knowing how to do a perfect C. That being said, I was not actually planning on doing goals for 2025, but it feels a little wrong to be telling you all of this and then not listen to my own advice. So here are 5 goals that I came up with yesterday for myself in 2025. And all of these I want to do by the end of January. I want to make 4 videos that I'm proud of. I want to get some CTRs higher than this on some videos that I'm proud of. Increase the first 30-second retention on my videos to above 61%. Number 4 is a little less easily measured. I want to secure time for myself to do what brings me fulfillment, because I got like a true taste of fulfillment just a little back working on one of these videos. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, so I just want to chase that because I think that's a great thing. Yeah, so I just want to work on securing my time, if that makes sense. I guess it only has to make sense to me. And number 5, I'm definitely gonna have to bleep that out. And this isn't exactly how I was gonna make this video originally, but I wanted to provide you guys with hopefully a little bit of value instead of just going over these goals that I made and seeing if I did them or not. So I hope this has been a little bit helpful. Thank you for watching. Go break some eggs.
Today is January 5th of 2024.
Today is December 31st of 2024. I decided to come back to the park where it all started. I think there might be a police officer watching my every move. I don't blame him. I probably look mad suspect filming at a park. I'm just gonna do the rest of this in my car.
Share your secrets with me.